Hey, Black Belt News Network, it's Todd. We are sitting with Dr. William Henry, the director of Old Cahawba Archeological Park. We are at the park, as you can see, the beautiful church in the background. There's a really special thing coming up this summer that we wanted to talk about and let everybody know some new stuff going on down here. So, Dr. Henry, I'm going to let you talk about it, let you tell them about it. It's very exciting to me, too, because of my love of the history and of the area. But what is it you got going that's going to be so new and special this year?
So starting in the last week of May of next year, we're going to be inviting university students from all across the country to come out and do a cultural resource management professional training program here at the park. In addition to that, we'll have 4 advanced studies workshops happening at about the same time on topics including ground penetrating radar, geographic information systems, photogrammetry, and cemetery preservation. All of this is meant to be a big endeavor by the state of Alabama to develop the workforce in cultural resource management, make sure we have enough archaeologists to keep up with the demands of development, make sure our heritage is not getting destroyed or overlooked, and that the people who are doing that work know just how important it is, the work that we're doing. So the way it's organized is we're going to have 4 weeks of archaeology training, cultural resource management training. That's going to include doing cultural resource surveys, excavations. There are going to be presentations, tutorials, lab work, and it's going to culminate every Friday during the last Friday in June and the last Friday in July in a public archaeology day where the public can come out. The students that were part of that program will do demonstrations and show what they learned, and you'll have presentations from people at the Alabama Historical Commission, and you'll get to interact more closely with the archaeology that's happening here at Cahawba.
And it'll also show to the general public what archaeology really is all about.
I mean, and I've always said that if you're not sharing your results with the general public, you're not doing archaeology properly. It is part of we really must be making sure that the public is aware that we are out here, we are doing things, we are working. And we might not necessarily be able to say, oh, this is the exact location where we found the site, because there are problems with divulging that kind of information. There are sensitive aspects to it, but what we can show to the public, we must show to the public.
Because really it's their history that we're uncovering.
Absolutely. So
why don't we show them a couple of the sites and talk about what you're going to do there?
Sure.
All right.
So where we're at right now, we call this building Barker Slave Quarters. And when you look out at this building here is this building in this historic photograph. All right.
Yeah.
And what we're hoping to do during the phase 2 excavation is identify the location of this. And it's not really the location, because we know based on previous excavations that it's here. Right in front. And from this photograph, we know it's here right in front. But we want to see what is the integrity of the foundation. You know, is it still intact? And there are some signs that we've noticed in the landscape that tell us that it probably is intact. So we're hoping to do some exploratory trenches in this area to go through and identify what did that foundation look like and what shape is it in.
Good.
But if you stand right here, you on screen you might not be able to see it, but if you stand right here you can see the grass isn't growing as well, and there's a line that comes right up the middle between these 4 trenches that are covered up by that black tarp. And then it splits and connects those trenches there. There's another line coming across here, and then another line that connects those 2 lines to produce a cell there, a cell here, and you can faintly see another one there and there. This is what we call a differential growth pattern. So what we're hoping is there's a brick foundation underneath. So another thing we're going to be doing is we're going to do some exploratory trenching, because we know there was another slave quarters here that matched this one that still exists. And it was over here somewhere, but we don't know exactly where. So we're going to drop some exploratory trenching to try and locate that locate that. You know, you might associate phase one more with identifying where a site is, but we know it's in this general vicinity. We
Right.
just don't know exactly where. Another aspect that we're looking for at the same time and sort of in the same breath is there is a hexagonal privy known from documents, and you can kind of vaguely see it in some photographs that we have. But from these historical documents, we know there was a hexagonal multi-story privy.
Oh, cool.
And it would have been somewhere here, maybe in the woods, maybe right where this tree is. We're not sure. We're going to try and see if we can relocate that
Oh, that's cool.
at the same time. All of this as part of a research idea of trying to identify what was life like at Cahawba immediately, like during Reconstruction, immediately following the Civil War. What was the daily life like here? And even before the Civil War, what was life like here? What were the lives of the enslaved community like here and beyond? So as part of the GPR workshop, the field that's in front of us, what we're trying to locate is this gentleman's home, which was initially designed to be Cahawba's jail. Because this field has been farmed, we don't know the exact location of where the jail would have stood, but because it was a brick building, we know the foundation probably still exists. It just might be a little deeper. So we're planning to use the ground penetrating radar to identify where exactly it was, how big it was, so that in the future we'll be able to do more exploration of that and try to identify even more about what the jail was at Cahawba originally, or at least what it was designed to be originally for the state capitol. One of the workshops that we're going to be doing is the photogrammetry workshop. And what we're going to be doing with that is systematically making 3D models of each of the headstones in the new cemetery. We might also, if we, time allowing, move on to the Capitol era cemetery, with the goal over a couple summers of having 3D models of every single headstone at Cahawba, so that if they ever, a storm knocked it over or something happened, we knew exactly how to put it back and where the pieces go. Because it happens all the time where something breaks and you're missing a piece and you don't know what that piece looked like. But if you have a 3D model of it, even if you're missing that piece, you can have that piece exactly reconstructed to fit that void. So that's the reason we're doing the photogrammetry workshop, is to contribute data to the preservation efforts here. Part of that too is we may, time allowing, work with drones. We're going to work with cameras inside, working with artifacts. So the photogrammetry workshop really is, from the student perspective, a full-bodied workshop where they can learn how to make 3D models of a variety of different things that are archaeologically relevant.
And not just tombstones.
Not just tombstones. From our research perspective, that's the data that we're really going to care about and use. But in terms of us teaching it, we're going to teach of a couple of other aspects, time allowing. If we end up getting so caught up in the moment of working with these headstones, then we're going to focus on the headstones. But if we have the time, I want to work with some of the artifacts we have at Cahawba, like the bricks that we have that have some paw prints in them. I think they're really cool. I'd like to make 3D models of those. And then we also have the terrains that are here that I think making 3D models of those would be helpful. So behind me, you'll see lined out all these stones. So the short story of this is these are the salt marsh stones, and they were found having been discarded following their removal by a local farmer or something to try and plow a field. And Cahawba adopted them in to try and figure out where did they come from, who are these people, what's going on with the situation. But it's very unlikely, given the reality of cemetery preservation, that these stones will ever find their proper place. So ultimately, our cemetery preservation workshop aims to go through, we're going to clean these up and document them fully so that we can understand and have those documentation. So if anything ever does come up about any of the individuals or the people, or we might be able to figure something out. The Alabama Historical Commission is going to host the GIS workshops. They're applied GIS, so students will have the chance of making maps using GIS software.
Let's say what GIS is for some folks may not know what that is.
Geographic Information Systems is what it stands for, but ultimately what that means is it's making maps using different softwares that allow you to do different things and make interesting maps. And they're actually able to do more than just make maps, but that's what our are. And the applied version is after they're done making their map, they're going to go into Cahawba and collect the data that helps to inform their map with points or polygons or lines. This is just one of our data collection tablets that we're going to be using, and we've got the maps of the park preloaded, and they're still in progress. So we've been playing around with them. So you'll see a cluster of points down here, but that's just us playing around. These are what we're going to be using both for the Phase 1 survey of the CRM program, but also during the GIS program. This map is going to eventually be the master map of Cahawba. Oh, wow. And right now it's very basic because I'm not very good at making things look pretty, but I think with the help of all of the students over the years, this is going to become a really cool map for the park and for interpretive uses. So this is pretty much the hub of what we're going to be working on. All of those circles you see, every single one of those represents a test, called a shovel test pit that we've got to do.
They haven't been dug yet.
Not been dug yet. And once they do get dug, we'll know it because we can select it. Change it to whatever status, if it was a positive test or a negative test, and then that will change what the shape looks like.
Oh, yeah. And then that way you can go back and determine if there's artifacts of some sort there or not.
Correct.
Cool.
And so this is what that's all going to work on. So we're kind of going a little higher tech with this than what's typical. A lot of CRM firms are still in the paper and pen and paper method, but so a lot of them have moved to tablets already. So we're trying to make sure that we're teaching students how to use pen and paper and the tablet so that when they go to work, they're prepared. I think this is an opportunity for us to have some young minds come in and make these maps, see if they can make them visually interesting.
Yeah.
And they might contribute to our interpretation. They might go out and find something that we didn't know was there at first, or maybe we've long since forgotten about. They might be able to show, oh, well, it's actually in this location and we were kind of off a little bit in our current maps. So this is a way for us to really update what we're doing, but at the same time show people how to use GIS on the back end in an office setting that you would need in cultural resource management. Most CRM firms are going to have a GIS person sitting at the office and making the maps and making sure everything's right. But then somebody's got to take that map into the field and put all the data on it.
Right.
And this is really going to focus in on how to do that and how to do that well. The program is going to be taught by archaeologists who all work for the Alabama Historical Commission and some other volunteers who are they're professional archaeologists and they're volunteering their time to help us out. But the core team that's going to be teaching these are archaeologists who work for the AHC. In addition to that, the students who are going to be coming in, they're going to be university students or recent graduates of programs in archaeology, anthropology, history, closely related, at any state in the nation. They don't need to be from Alabama. Now, if they are from Alabama, that would probably be, a plus. Not a plus from our side, but from them, they'll understand better what's going on, maybe. But anybody is welcome, provided that they are working towards becoming a professional in archaeology. The programs themselves aren't really designed for the general public to come in and do that. We will be working where the general public can come and see what we're doing. And we're going to be available for questions, but actually being a part of that program, that's reserved for people who are trying to do this as their profession.
Except on the public archaeology.
Except on those public archaeology days, the last Friday of each of the programs.
Yeah. But like you said, people will be invited to come and watch y'all work.
Absolutely, yeah. When we're out in front of Barker slave quarters, we're going to have everything roped off, but you'll be able to walk up and we'll be there answering questions. We'll lead you in so you can see it so that everybody's safe. Safety is our concern, really, with why we have to do it that way.
If anyone needs any more information, what do they need to do?
So there's going to be a website link that you could follow right there. That'll give you all the dates and times, and for students who are interested in applying, that they'll be able to apply through there. The applications should start up sometime in October, but we have organized where everybody who's a participant in this program will stay at Dalwhinnie Fields. And we're really excited to be working with them on this to accommodate our students' housing and board.
And just to let everybody know, that's a medieval village in the middle of nowhere, Perry County, Alabama.
That is my
And it's going to
understanding.
be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're really cool. If you haven't been to if you didn't get a chance to go to their Renaissance Festival this past
Yeah.
April, you need to go to their next one.
Yeah, be there.
Um,
Great. Well, is there anything else to talk about the field school? Is there anything else that you want to let everybody know?
Even if you're not a student in the field school,
Mhm.
please come out and visit us. We do want to work with you. Even though it says, oh, we're accepting applicants from students,
Mhm.
please come out and check us out because it's going to be really cool.
I'm excited. I can't wait to see it.
Yeah, you're going to be there almost every day,
Oh,
right?
yeah, I'm going to be there probably every day.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to you coming out and filming for us.
Oh, me too. I can't wait. It's
Yeah,
going to be fun.
it's going to be a lot of fun.
Be watching for that, too.